Hello, Joy Starters. I'm Kim Peek, Rachel's podcast producer, and I'm so excited to take you on a journey back into the vault this summer. We are revisiting some of our past episodes full of relatable stories and the kind of wisdom that hits differently when you hear it again. This episode is one of those. Rachel talks about what it means to live authentically, even when it's messy, even when you fall into old patterns, even when you're still healing. Because that's the point. We don't have to be perfect. We just have to be real. This one's packed with bold encouragement, honest reflection, and that signature Rachel spark. So buckle up. This is going to be one of those episodes that'll light a fire in your soul and leave you saying, yes, I needed this. Let's go.
Hello, Joy Starters. Whew. I am coming to you. I'm taking a walk in Alabama before my Night of Joy event tonight, which is, I'm going to tell you all about it, but it's a free event that the FCA has brought me in. We're talking about my book, Joy, because y'all, who doesn't need more joy at this time of year? It's getting darker earlier, a lot of travel. And not only that, but maybe being around people that you have some issues with, or family, or boundaries, or trauma, or any of those things, right? And so we need more joy. And I'm going to this high school that I've been to before. We're having it at this high school called Tuscaloosa County High School, y'all. And I was there in January, and they brought me in because they were, like many schools, having issues keeping kids in school. COVID did a number on all of us. And so I came in, and it was one of my most favorite jigs I've ever done. I'm telling you, I would say something and these kids would scream. I would say something and these kids would scream. And I mean, I felt like Taylor Swift. They were just so responsive and so amazing. I built them up. It was just all kinds of awesome. And so I've been wanting to come back to speak to them. And it all just worked out. The stars aligned because my friend Coach Weeks and his sweet family helped spearhead this to bring me back and to do the event now alongside FCA, but also get to touch and affect this particular high school and the whole community. I mean, people have been spreading the word in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. They have been spreading it far and wide. So I'm just giving you the context of where I am today and that I'm taking a walk because on a day where I have a big event, where this event is different. Okay. I keep it real with y'all on this podcast all the time. Try to keep it real in life, period. But when I go speak at a school or somewhere, the team has to be there, right? Like the company has to be there, those types of things. Like it's understood. This is an event where people get to come of their own accord, right? And so there's always a little bit of nerves, and there's nerves regardless of whether people are mandatory there or not mandatory, because I think about, and you've heard me say on this podcast, but it bears repeating, I think about people's hearts and minds and their souls long before a gig. It's not just a gig to me. I think about who they are and whose they are and what they're going through and how the words that I say might touch them and how was I sent for them. And so, yeah, I think about these things, and I've been thinking about these people tonight. And so my day of, my good nerves are through the roof. You can probably hear it in my voice. And I was trying to figure out my day, and I had meetings and all sorts of different projects going on and getting ready for tonight and making sure everything's right. And we've got dancers coming because it's so cool. Whether if you're listening to this podcast from somewhere other than Tuscaloosa and not going to be there, just to give you a purview, there's going to be dancers. My best friend, who's like a sister, who has my god babies, she has a group called Dance Effects, and she does anti-bullying through dance, through the arts. So they're going to dance. We have the band the drum line that's going to play. We have joy. Like those things bring you joy, like drum lines and little kids dancing brings you joy. And I just think it's amazing. And I'm so excited about that. And if we're real about it, Jesus was the ultimate joy starter. I mean, right? Like I wrote about that in my book. He was the ultimate joy starter. And so I am so excited about tonight. And I tell you about this all the time. I told you about it last week, about harnessing good nerves, right? Like having a reverence, having a respect and honor for what you're doing. And so in my day, I had lots of stuff going on. And let me be real with you and tell you the real deal nitty gritty. Okay. As I take this walk, beautiful, by the way, 73 degrees in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. I used to live here. The leaves are changing where I live. We really don't get the leaves changing. So this is just a treat. And I love this town. So here's the real deal nitty gritty. I'll probably write about it in my next book, which, by the way, we're pitching my next book in January. So, yeah, I'm so excited about that. More stories, more joy, all of those things. So, I'll probably write about this in the next book. So, you're just getting a little sneak peek. I got to tell you, like, the day of my events, the day that I'm speaking, the day, no matter what, all the years, wherever I go, it's almost always happened where the day I'm speaking, something goes wrong. Something threatens to steal my joy. Steal my joy. Just take it right away. Right? Money acting funny, plane is delayed, don't have a rental car at the rental car company. You name it. Like somebody's mad at me, somebody sends me an email, something's going on, somebody's fussing, something. Fight with my husband, like used to be my boyfriend. You name it, it happens. And so it's knowing those things, right? It's like knowing for me to be vigilant and on guard. And when those things come, now is saying, you know what? I have two choices. I can respond the way I've always responded and lean into old triggers, or I can say, you know what? I don't receive that. I was looking at something about Brene Brown the other day, and she talked about when somebody's ugly to you, don't like put it next to your heart. And I'm paraphrasing and like ooey gooey and like sleep with it and like love it. Ooh, mean words to you. No, don't do that. And I said to that, I shared it on social media. I say to people, I don't receive that. I don't receive that. So knowing that on these days, and you can hear it in my voice, good nerves, like I said, knowing on these days that I am going to get friction, I am going to get situations that come to try to destroy or throw me off guard or to get me out of my rhythm so that I can't be who I need to be tonight and be a conduit. And tonight I'm so grateful that this is an event where I can share my love of the Lord. Like a lot of events that I do, I'm changing the narrative is not faith-based. I get that question from a lot of people. It's not faith-based. Rachel Joy Varbo is, but I'm changing the narrative is not. So when I get to do an event like this and be open and honest about God, it's amazing. It's an over-the-top thing. And don't you think the devil hates that even more? He hates it even more. So he'll throw the barbs, he'll throw the things, he'll throw the issues, the booking issues, or the money issues, or the family issues, or steal your joy, or I'm upset with you, or we miscommunicated. I teach this all the time. By the way, if you're in this neighborhood, see me out in front of your house, fist bumping in the air, talking to this phone, wildly animated. But I teach this all the time. And that is so much of our junk, so much of our issues when it comes to relationships come from under communicating, all right, or miscommunicating, right? Oh my gosh, you never lose when you over communicate. When you do it with respect, when you do it with kindness, you can be direct and still be kind. But so much of what ails us in relationships is people, I didn't mean that. Well, I took it that way, or I read your text that way. I read the tone that way. Maybe you don't know how they sent it, right? And so even talking to you about your big days, I always invite you into my story and to see yourself, talking to you about your big days or before your big meeting or before that big family vacation and something comes and threatens to steal your joy. I want you to see yourself in my story and say, you know what? I can handle it differently, just like she did. I can say, I don't receive that. I can ward off these things like miscommunication and like issues with the relationships by over communicating, by saying what we mean, by being kind about it. You don't, my gracious, you can share. First of all, you don't have to share every thought that comes into your head. That's the first thing. I think so many great things about social media, but some of it's like, man, boo, you really need to share that. You really didn't need to share that. But over communicating within a relationship about your boundaries, about your desires, about your wants, about your needs, about what makes you safe, what makes you feel unsafe. So much of what ails us is under communicating or miscommunicating. And we win when we over communicate with respect and with honor. So I just wanted to share that with you. as I give you a battle plan, for navigating those hard times on those days before a big event for you, whatever that looks like in your life, where something comes to threaten to steal your joy. So today is all about seeing yourself in me, seeing yourself in my coping mechanisms today. I don't receive that over communicating, not letting people steal your joy, harnessing your nerves on a big day, right? I was upstairs, I was preparing, I'm staying at as I mentioned, my sister's house, my god baby. And I could just kept continuing to play into the nerves that I have a hold on right now, like excitement and joy and all of those things. But if they're not in check, they can become negative nerves. They can become untenable. They can become unmanageable. So you know what I did for myself? I put on my walking shoes. I put on my workout clothes and I said, it's a beautiful day. It's Alabama. I used to live here. I love Tuscaloosa. I became a godmama here. I created a Zumba class here, which many of my Zumba girls will be here tonight for this event. It's so amazing. And I'm going to go outside and walk. So what, and this is so much of the mental health battle plan, which by the way, if you're not subscribed to our newsletter, you should be. It is once a week. It is amazing. And it's chocked full of good information. And so inside that email is a mental health battle plan. And this is your battle plan for joy. This is your battle plan when things threaten to steal your joy, right? These are your coping mechanisms. What are you going to do next time your nerves feel untenable or unmanageable? You're going to do things that feed the cup of your soul. That's why I put on my walking shoes and said, I'm going to go outside, get some vitamin D, and I'm going to walk around this neighborhood. That's what I'm going to do. And so, yeah, I'm all about giving you tools and tricks and tips to be able to make your life better. That's the whole point of this podcast. That's the point of the newsletter. That's the point of I'm changing the narrative. And oh, by the way, speaking of I'm changing the narrative, go to your DVR, or if you don't have a DVR, CBS on Sunday leading into the NFL game. So just put your channel to CBS and you can look for something called Courage on the Gridiron. I'm changing the narrative is going to be featured. My movement, one of the 6 stories. And yeah, in Toledo, football flew up there. I spoke to them in August, flew up there again to film with them. They're going to be featured as well. And we are so excited. National, show, a national spot on television. And that's huge for us as a movement. So that happens on Sunday. And so I hope that you'll watch it. I hope that you'll say, that's my friend Rachel. I listen to our podcast, or send me pictures. The greatest thing that's one of the greatest kind of neat feelings is when you have this sort of accomplishment, somebody takes a picture at home on their phone. Or I remember one of the first years I hosted the college football playoff, y'all, I was on the Jumbotron in Jerry's World, okay? That Jumbotron is really large. I joke with people and tell them that the Jumbotron is so large in Jerry's World that you literally could have parked a VW bug in my nostril. That's how big it was. So I am there. We're rehearsing for a few days before I hosted the college football playoff pregame show. I did that for about 5 years. It was absolutely amazing. What an honor. And the night of the game, a friend of mine from the press box, snapped a picture of me and sent it to me. And it's forever stayed in my memory and my memories, and I've shared it. And I'm so grateful because I was doing the dang thing. I was hosting. I wasn't able to take a picture is what I'm trying to say. And so if you catch this on Sunday, take a picture, tag me, send it to me, get excited. Like we talked about a few newsletters and podcasts ago, is stop trying to act like you've been there before. Now, listen, again, everything has context. You got to figure out the situation. But in general, stop acting like you've been there before and letting things steal your joy. My friend Mark from Reflections of Christ, he's an amazing, amazing artist. He read my he read my newsletter a couple of weeks ago, and he got on social media and he shared that. He was like, that's what I took from her. Like, being excited after the Jags deal, being excited or before the Jags deal to get I didn't act like I've been there before. I didn't go, oh, well, it's the NFL and Oh, I've worked really hard and this is great. I got excited, like, oh, like squealing like a little kid. Like I felt the joy, I felt the excitement. And he said, That's the lesson I took from you, Rachel, was when something good happens to my kid or something good happens to me he says, I'll see my art in somebody's famous house or something crazy happens, whatever that may be. I'm going to stop acting like I've been there before and just feel the joy of experiencing it for the first time. I'm not going to miss out on joy. I'm not going to cheat my joy. I'm not going to do it. And I don't want you to either. So I have covered a lot of ground today. I've covered what it feels like for me, the day of a speaking engagement, how this is a little bit different, how we have tools and tricks to be able to not let things and circumstances and people steal our joy, how we can say, I don't receive that, how we can over communicate, how we can do something different, like go outside and take a walk or do breathing exercises or whatever that may be, to do something different than you've always done. Because if we do what we've always done, we're going to get what we've always gotten. And we don't want that. We don't want that, my friend. And so I will leave you with this thought about Tuscaloosa. I went to Auburn, came here and covered the Crimson Tide, 2009. Didn't know a soul, y'all. Moved to this town and did not know a soul. Ended up meeting a real estate agent that became friends with, who was helping me find a rental. Bless her soul. She's in heaven now, and just adored her. But I did not know a soul. And I had taken a Zumba class in Columbus, Georgia, and I decided to bring Zumba here and got certified and started a Zumba class, and we had a prayer circle afterwards. I lived through the second worst tornadic outbreak in the history of the United States here in Tuscaloosa. I was able to ride the red truck and help people because I was in between jobs, about to go to work for Fox Sports. And I was in between jobs, between that and the Tuscaloosa News. And so I was able to ride the red truck for almost a month and help people rebuild and do a Zumba class at the shelter. Y'all, these amazing people, these amazing other teachers and myself, and people donated, and we brought in a flatbed truck, and people donated shoes and workout gear. And these people came from the shelter that had lost everything and said, and we danced. And so we did shifts. All the different teachers did shifts. We danced up on the flatbed truck, and they danced in front of us. And one of the people that lost everything gave me a high five here in Tuscaloosa. And he said, thank you. This is the first time I've smiled since the storm. And man, if that ain't the good stuff of life, I don't know what is. I also met my sister here, as I've mentioned a couple of times in podcasts. I've mentioned her, and I became a godmother here. Y'all, last night, I slept in my goddaughter. She had all boys. She thought she was done. My mom and I kept praying and praying for her, a little girl. She thought she was completely done. And then she became pregnant with my goddaughter, Dasha Juliana. And I got to sleep in her room last night. And I posted it and said, y'all, I'm sleeping in the bed of an answered prayer of a miracle. Sleeping in the bed of an answered prayer and a miracle. If that's not something, man, I don't know what is. So I thank you for putting up with all the road noise and the wind and all of those things. But this felt right for my soul. The right time to share all of this, the right time to come to you and pour out my heart before this event. And to give you tips and tricks to be able to help yourself when you're in the moments like this, whatever it is you do. You can apply this to anything in your life. Don't let it steal your joy. Don't cheat yourself of joy, and over communicate and do something different, like go outside and take a walk when you got a heated moment at work. Take a 15-minute break, go walk around, put your arms up and down, move around, do a little dance, all of those things. So I'm sending all my love, all my joy from Tuscaloosa, where the leaves are turning a beautiful, bright golden red, bright red, I should say, and then gold as well. Just looking up, I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for every moment, and I'm grateful for you. I do need you to do a couple of things. I have a list for you. One, I was talking to my CrossFit owners, which, by the way, they're going to Naples, Italy. They have friends there that have kids, and they have kids. And so they're going there, and their friends have said, just come. We've got everything planned. We've got day trips planned. Just come. You don't need anything. You stay with us. We'll be good. And whoa, is that not like the most amazing opportunity for them. And so I went home without them asking. And I went home and I started pulling up, because I'm a history nerd, I started pulling up videos on Pompeii for their kids and what to do in Naples for kids and videos for them. And they didn't ask me to do this, and I sent it to them. And I posted on my social media, I said, stay weird. Dance to the beat of your own drum. Do it, because they didn't ask me for it, but I wanted to send those. And maybe, I said, maybe you watch these on the plane ride over there and the kids watch it and they have a greater understanding of these historic places that they're going to when they go there. And I know they appreciated the videos, but that's, again, me being me. I didn't worry like, what will they think? And is this weird? And they didn't ask for that. I just went for it. But I tell you that story to tell you is that my friend Craig, one of the co-owners, and his wife, Jamie, Craig said, I listened to your podcast the other day and it was really good. And I said, thank you so much. I said, you have no idea what that means to me. And I said, if you would do me a favor, if you would follow, that's a big one. I'm learning about different podcast aspects. Follow, rate it. They'll give it 5 stars, hopefully, or whatever you want to give us, just not the little stars. Just keep on moving if you're going to do that. Just kidding. And then write a little review. And then, more importantly, if you got a friend, if you got somebody that needs more joy, that needs to hear this authenticity and rawness and vulnerability, send it to them. Say, man, I think you would really, really like this podcast. Send it to them. Secondarily, there's an email list. If you're not on our email list, man, you're missing out. I bring you things I love, I like, I've seen, articles, history, all sorts of things, products, just things that blew my mind, lessons, people that touched my spirit. Last night, I'm not going to let you go without telling you this last little story. Last night, I'm leaving the gym because they asked me to come a night early to come to their first basketball game at Tuscaloosa County High School and speak at halftime and tell people about the event, about Night of Joy. And so I did, and I'm leaving, and I'm like up in my flesh. I'm worried. I'm like, is it out? Do I have everything done? Attendance, all the things that you worry about when you put yourself out there. Y'all heard my podcast a few weeks ago talking about your FOD, your field of dreams. You don't think that Kevin Costner wasn't terrified? Like, everybody's calling him crazy and stupid, and he plowed up his corn, the thing that's supposed to make him money. Y'all, when you put on live events and you step out there in any way that you do it in your life, it's terrifying. But you got to do it. That's where the magic is. So I got my head in my phone. I'm looking down. I'm going to my car. I'm tired. I've driven 8 hours. And all of a sudden, at that exact time, you can't tell me there's not a God. I hear, Miss Rachel, or we love you, Rachel. And I'm like, oh my God. I look up and I start screaming, and it's a car full of girls. And I go over there and tell them, thank you. You have no idea what this means to me at this very moment. I needed it. My soul needed it. And just got to love on them, and then left there and went to a gas station and had this, like, my queen jacket on. This got studs and sequins and sparkles and all the things. And the sweet guy behind the counter says, are you coming to my party? And I said, no, I wear this all the time. And did a little jiggle, and we both laughed, and he had a big smile on his face. And what were the significance of those 2 moments? Joy, man, pure joy. And I'm not gonna let circumstances or people steal that joy or cheat me out of it. I'm not gonna let myself cheat me out of my joy. And I hope you don't either. So, newsletter, the link is in the show notes, and share this with somebody and leave us a review and follow us. I love you guys. I'm so thankful for you. I'm so thankful that you make this podcast top 10% in the world. I'm so thankful that you care about what I have to say each week. And I've got more inspiring stories for you next week. You don't even know. I'm going to be bringing my friend Kyle Nelson on soon. I talked to him yesterday. Whoo boy. I got some goodness, more goodness for you, more joy until the end of this season. Faith, fitness, and audaciousness. Love you guys.